Today we're talking about motor integration for Lumineer, the 50-pound rocket that I sent to 10 kilometers. Lumineer used a CTI N1560 rocket motor, which fits in this motor case and flew with this liner. And before we show the integration process, I want to talk a little bit about how a rocket motor works, at least at the hobby scale. When you buy a rocket motor, the propellant usually comes in grains. It's not a monolithic grain of propellant, but it's in separate little chunks. I have one here somewhere. This is a propellant grain. It's 98 millimeters, and if you look really close, you might be able to tell that there's a hole in the center. You can sort of see how that looks. And then on a smaller scale, I've actually got a 38 millimeter rocket motor here. Unscrew the case. There's the liner. That's the nozzle. And this is the rocket motor grain. So the grain usually has a core in the center. That means we're burning all of the surface area that's exposed, and then it sort of goes out wider as you go. Now, this is not true for all rocket motors. So this is what it usually looks like. We have this axial core, but in a moon burner, this is what it looks like. The core is a little bit offset. I'll show it on screen here. Here are the motor grains for Lumineer. You'll notice that the core is offset, and the reason that it's called a moon burner is that when we burn, the burn profile sort of looks like a crescent moon. So the grains go inside of a liner, and actually I'll just take this right back out. The grains go inside of a liner. This is a plastic liner right here, and it sort of holds the grains in place, but it's plastic, so it's not going to be able to hold all of the pressure at the aft ends. Like, I can just pop that off on either end. That's the nozzle right there. This is the forward closure, which is basically the top part of the motor. That's the smoke delay grain. There are the O-rings on either side, but this isn't going to hold the pressure of a motor. If I can put it together like that, you can bet your ass is coming right apart. And it happens. It's a common mistake that people make. So you put it inside of a case. The case is going to hold all of the pressure. This is an aluminum case right here. And then the case scales up quite a bit. So this is a 38 millimeter diameter, but Lumineer uses a 98 millimeter diameter. So this same concept scales up. This is a 3-grain case. It can fit 1, 2, 3 grains of propellant inside of it. You can see this is the size of a grain, 1, 2, 3. And then this here is a 6-grain case. It's actually a 6-grain extra large case. And so this is what Lumineer flew with.
I need a Dutch angle to get that case.
Oh yeah, get that Dutch angle. Oh, what up? What'd it do? So we've got the grains inside of the liner, and in order to keep the grains in the right orientation, because we have this offset core, we have to epoxy them in place. And it's actually pretty tricky because as you shove these motor grains down this super long liner, it's difficult to get that orientation to hold. And because you're only burning in the surface, you want that clock to be really accurate. So what we did is we drew lines along the core line of the motor grain, and that helped us line up things when we put it in the liner and then shoved it down the tube. Okay.
Liner?
Oh, I hardly know her. That's also the reason that you can sort of see like all of these bubbles on the liner here, and this I don't even know how to describe what this shape is, but these bubbles on the liner and this situation only exist on one part of the liner tube. Everything else is smooth. This is a phenolic ablative liner, but everything else is smooth because this is where the core line of the motor was, which means that this part is burning the hottest and ablating the most. All right, so then once we get these motor grains into the liner, like I said before, the liner isn't going to hold that pressure when we fire the motor. We have to put it in the case to hold that pressure. So here's how that works. We put the liner inside of the case and we put a little Vaseline around it. Basically, we lube it up. We actually use super lube. And this is so that we can get the liner easily out of the case again, because we have a bunch of expansion. Thank you, Zyla. We have a bunch of expansion and we get all these weird discontinuities along the tube, so it's really difficult to get it back out. We need that Vaseline. So then we put it up against what's called the forward closure, and that's what this is here. So this is a big piece of metal that's going to The liner's gonna sit up against the bottom. Sometimes you'll have a smoke grain inside there. Then we have an O-ring right around that, which seals all of the pressure inside there. Now this, if you put it inside the case, is obviously going to like pop right off through all of that pressure. So you retain this with what is called the forward retaining ring. So the forward retaining ring is threaded. You put all of this stuff inside the case, you screw those threads down, and now you have a closed and sealed forward part of your motor case. Finally, at the bottom, we've got our nozzle. This is Lumineer's nozzle. It is, you know, a little bit worse for the wear. This is the exit part of the nozzle. This is the sort of inlet part of the nozzle. It is a phenolic ablative material. We also have an O-ring here that seals the aft part of the motor case. I also had to cut part of the nozzle off, so this is actually like, it looks a lot worse than it did. So the nozzle sits up inside the case, and it sits up snug against the liner. In fact, if I were to do this now, it's not gonna be a great fit because the liner really ablated here, but it's like the perfect diameter to sit with its lip inside the liner. Then you shove that all into the motor case, and the nozzle, once again, needs some way to like retain itself. So we have the aft retaining ring, which is this guy right here. The nozzle is going to go into the aft retaining ring. This is going to go into the bottom part of the motor case. And then finally, the coolest part about this is that this is where all of the load of the motor travels. So you take the actual airframe of the vehicle, and you can just sit it on top of this aft retaining ring. That's how you get your motor to like push the rocket up. Then finally we have the forward closure, and this is how we keep the motor case in. So once the motor burns and we burn out, we have to keep it in the vehicle somehow. So this is called an aero pack. We talked about this in the airframe assembly video for Lumineer. The aero pack gets epoxied inside of the actual airframe of the vehicle. So we slide it in, there's a bunch of epoxy that holds it there, and then finally, once this is seated and like really snug at the top of the motor, we can screw the whole motor case in by taking this forward closure and just screwing it into the aero pack. We don't want to bottom it out because the load still has to go through the bottom of the airframe. And then this is how the motor stays on the vehicle. Okay, so with all that covered, I will now show you the motor integration process for Lumineer. I just want to give you a fair warning. It is chaos. We tried our best to keep it pretty clean, but there are a lot of bleeps. There are some things that I had to take out for NDA reasons, and please enjoy. Guys, I just dropped new merch. Okay, so the deal is the motor has 6 grains, and each grain has to go in a specific way, in a specific place, order, and orientation. And not only that, in order to hold that orientation, and in order for the motor to not burn a lot faster than it's supposed to, we need to glue the motor, we need to glue the grains into the inside of the liner, and then the liner will go in the case. So this whole process is not something I've ever done before. Charlie has done it a bunch, so he's gonna help me a little bit. And then Shane is my assistant with the old ramrod here. And yeah, so we did one rehearsal where, because we have a 10-minute set time on the epoxy that we're using. And like, if that doesn't, the reason you want to rehearse is that if this sets earlier than we want it to, like it's over. Like we do not launch this motor. It cannot fly. It's a total pass fail. So that's fun. That's a super fun thing. So Zyla's gonna set timers once we start mixing, and we're gonna just review what happens here. We have these 2 things. The grains are in order. They are all facing upright. We drew new center lines. The grains go in. We don't coat the top and bottom faces, but we coat both sides of each other grain.
Don't touch the liner with epoxy hands.
Right, if we do that.
Wait, where's the paper towel?
Oh, wait, yeah, where's our
acetone paper?
You can also double glove. So if something goes wrong and you need to rip off a glove.
Big fan. Big fan. I've been listening to Double Glove since the early stuff in like the early 2000s. Big fan. 2 out of 10 joke.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Okay, we're double cheeked up on a Tuesday.
Thursday afternoon.
And these are the fun ones. The ones I have at home, you can't do that with them without them breaking. Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Zyla?
Ready?
Timer?
You don't have to start it yet. We'll start it when we put what I presume is the hardener.
Yeah.
Actually, can we give you the timer? Nice.
And we're mixing in the total boat. We're not gonna mix in the jar. Well, I think you should just set a 10-minute when we start mixing, and that's probably...
You'll also feel it start to go.
Yeah.
When it starts to kick, we will be just
You'll
a
be
little
just
bit-
panic
Oh,
and
also, the
stare.
rule is as soon as we're done loading it, it has to be vertical.
Why? Oh, to set them together.
Instructions, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, is your headpiece recording?
Okay.
Yeah,
Mind if I,
yeah. Bro, this is... What? Look at this consistency.
Maybe pre-mix this so it comes
Yeah.
out easier because there's a solvent and then like other
Here, hold on,
things.
hold on. Let me get this.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
Sorry,
like-
am I stealing your job?
No. This just like, this whole process doesn't spark a tremendous amount of joy. Oh! Oh my god. Okay.
Clean up tile.
We can make this work, and it is fine.
What are we doing?
Oh,
That was not fun or cool.
It'll kick slower now.
hey bestie, I physically cannot handle this today.
Bestie, please don't do that again.
Okay.
We're gonna get this off the
there's
chart.
like 2 or 3 drops. It's not that bad. I hate that. I hate everything about what just happened. Charlie, don't move your head any more forward, or you're in the drop zone of the hardener. And then, can I get a one piece of paper towel? Oh yes, Jenna. Can I get a
People.
yes, chef?
What?
I try my best. I wake up and choose people every morning. I wake up and I play this game every day.
Okay, yeah. So, pro tip: both of these things smell like they will get me a little blasted.
My favorite is when you like can't breathe anymore.
All right. So we're gonna mix this.
Help, I can't breathe because epoxy.
Oh
left.
no, is it already started over here?
Yeah,
Oh,
no
that's a
no
good-
timer just yet.
She's trying to figure out how to get to it, I did.
Oh,
The good news is, the thing that I like about this is that it's much thinner than rock epoxy. You're like crying.
hang on. Wait, do we break in?
Are you good? Like, are you good to continue operations?
I can perform my duty.
We're gonna make sure this is like nice and thick. 2 C's, no K. I hate this. I just want to write code, man. Like.
Wow.
What?
Do you want to trade?
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. All right. Are we ready? I'm gonna dump this in. I'm gonna start mixing.
You
Who's
ready
got
with the timer?
Yeah, Jen, are you
Timer
on timer?
good?
Yeah.
And so what I want you to do is every minute, as long as you remember, just like call it the minute.
Like every minute?
Yeah. I would rather
Okay.
be like annoyed by how often you're doing it
Oh,
than.
say less, King.
Yeah.
Do you want the acetone to be there, or do you want me to hold them?
No.
I can have the. Or
I just like don't want it to be in the way.
It's a good idea.
we also don't need
Okay.
instructions.
Queen, we don't deserve over here.
Look, that's why they pay me the big bucks.
Okay. Listas?
How are you feeling? Reality TV show style.
I feel awful. I feel terrible. It's just what it is. It's L-1. All right. Ready?
Send it.
All right, let me know.
Send it. Full send.
Timer started.
All the way in there. Thank you, Jenna.
Mixing it was actually a really good idea.
Yeah, thank you for that. Love that journey for everyone involved, frankly. Should try a little hard
Got
to
some
get.
lava lamp style.
Yeah,
that's exactly
what is
what I
going on?
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Timer go.
Shane, can you remove these 2 things from the area?
The fear zone.
The fear zone. That's about right.
Is this 10 minutes of terror?
Like roughly 10 minutes of terror, but definitely the terror part for sure.
This is like less forbidden peanut butter and more forbidden caramel.
Yo, the
Yeah.
forbidden juice. What's our time?
You're at 8:40.
Okay.
Another 40 seconds.
Yeah, we'll give it till 8 minutes as a treat.
Instructions clearly say 3.
They say 3, but like I built different.
You're just a stirring machine.
Yeah. Oh, my fingers hurt.
You're at 8 minutes.
They asked. me
Okay,
if I
ready?
bought
8
it,
minutes.
like-
Charlie.
Let's go.
Charlie,
Yep, all right.
here we go. We have 8 minutes. I'm gonna
Stick
put
here?
this. Yep, and we're gonna soak this. That's a lot. I kind of really said
you
okay.
went for it.
All right, ready? So rule number 1 is don't touch the liner. Rule number 2 is also don't touch the liner. And then rule number 3 is don't get it in the core. Ready? We'll lay it on a little thicker on the faces. And it's okay, I think, if it's like, I mean, what does that look like? Does that look okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, then up, right? Up, down. Thin coats.
Get those edges.
Thin coats.
Yeah.
I wish I could write code instead of doing this. This is taking a little longer than we rehearsed. Which is okay, because we had some extra time.
You had like 6 minutes.
You are at 7 minutes.
Oh, 7 minutes on grain 1.
What's your time on it?
10 minutes.
Okay, but.
Laura's like, oh, those are rookie numbers. You can do that.
The stuff that you guys use is 60 minutes, right? Okay, I'm committing to getting epoxy on my hands, and it is indeed slippery.
the move.
Just to confirm with everyone, that's definitely
But not
true.
doing it outside means it's not
All
gonna,
right,
like,
ready?
drop in the dirt, which is-
Shane,
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1. This goes
Line
there.
up.
The line
Where's
is
the mark?
up.
Where's the mark?
You spun it around. A little bit of juice on the outside there. That's going on the tarp for sure.
This is great because we're all barefoot.
Shane, ready?
You're not on the line.
You're not on the line. Go for it. Number 2.
You are at 6 minutes.
Oh my God! Why? Anthony Cesaroni! Okay, I need to move faster than I am going. 1, 2, 3. Buckle my shoe. Down the line. It's dripping. My tarp is gonna get got. Okay, I'm better at this one once I've committed to getting my hands wet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You ready, Shane? I got the line. I got the faces. Both faces. And this is up. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up.
You are at 5 minutes.
Oh, we gotta keep going. Shane, you can take it away. All right, grain 3. Oh, deep,
Pretty
deep.
high. Whenever it starts here, and then it loosens up as I go.
Okay, deep breaths. We have plenty of epoxy. That's good.
That really that's big HTVB smell.
I'm getting turned, y'all.
This is why we wear respirators during mixing.
Oh, who needs a respirator when you can get blasted from,
The pad.
motor epoxy? I definitely did this too thick, but it is also very coated, which I like. Ready? Up. What? Yeah, I got both faces.
You are at 4 minutes.
Thank you. We're kind of maybe gonna make it. All right, Shane, you have to go the rest of that. This is grain 4. Oh my God, it's getting thicker.
Like really push them home, because we need those faces to see.
Yeah. I just gotta be careful now.
Thank God for that tarp though.
Yeah.
It's going all over.
That's not sparking joy with how coated that bottom face is.
You're not sparking joy.
You are now at 3 minutes.
Okay. Oh, this is
check
grain
the
4.
arrow.
This is grain 4. The arrow's fine.
Okay, cool.
Shane, go ahead and then make sure it doesn't, rotate. Okay, this one sparks joy. That is for sure. We're gonna burn a little epoxy though.
As a treat.
I mean, you can have that treat.
A few more Newton seconds than we planned on.
All right, there's one more after this. I think I'm gonna make it.
You've got this.
Which is great. Like, Bank of America is happy about that. This one is going in. Arrow, face coat, face coat. Shane, this one will require some more work.
You are at 2 minutes.
Oh, we're gonna make it.
Better knock on some wood quick there.
I don't think there's time. Oh man.
Yeah.
Push. Oh, f***. Okay, that doesn't go there. Acetone. I need the acetone like right away. Ah, f***. Okay, Charlie, can you
Yep, I got
get
it.
that off? Oh my God. O-M gosh.
Is it not a twist?
I don't know.
Ah!
Okay, sure. We'll roll with that. Give me the
Okay,
face.
go for it.
You don't have time, you're good.
Okay.
I would.
All right.
I'd rather
Got it.
prefer. I'd rather prefer not in the future to do that. Oh, the acetone hits a little different than the epoxy. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm losing the gloves because I didn't double glove because I'm an idiot and I'm just holding it by hand.
I would never not double glove unless I'm trying to make a joke and it's not working. All right, it's all coated. One face, and I never coated that other face, so we're good.
Never happened.
Ready, Shane? You're lined up.
Actually, let me get that.
Shane, what?
I just thought about this. I have.
Oh my God! All right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
You have 30 seconds. Here,
Hold it, Charlie.
Put your back into it.
Ooh, my neck, my back, my motor. That's it.
Okay, someone wipe off the someone with gloves. Who has gloves?
Jenna does.
Ah, it's all the way in. Okay.
We need to wipe all of the epoxy
I can
that's
do it.
there.
There you go.
All right, we're
Actually, that may just be sweat.
how do you get this off?
I just needed
Okay,
the
here, I got it.
whole damn thing.
Oh my God! What the?
Oh, there's the timer. Good job, team.
All right, you ready?
Thank you.
Acetone. Oop. And I oop. We're just gonna get real bad for the environment for a sec. Jenna, this is the
was
best.
big mad when we told him we might come in.
You got some
They're like,
Okay.
this isn't news.
Jenna, this is the most helpful thing you've ever done.
Oh my God, thank you.
That's smooth, dude. I think. Oh yeah, I'm breathing it. I think it's gonna work. All right, where's the flashlight?
I mean, there's nothing you can do about it now, am I right?
That's pretty good.
Here.
That top grain's still a little crooked. That top line must be different.
Okay, well, not all of us are Charlie Garcia.
How she's looking.
She. Oh.
There's some flashing.
As a treat, we can be a little unsure of that.
A little rough around the edges.
I guess I could turn it now.
Oh, we gotta turn it up. We gotta get it vertical. Turn it up.
Turn it up.
Like the other turn it up. Apply compression.
Oh, I
Careful,
have stepped in
careful.
epoxy.
Oh, careful with them gloves, son. How about here?
That's a strategy.
How hard do you want? All right.
Let's check the clearance. Make sure the nozzle
can we
goes
be
in.
done
Where's
now?
the nozzle? Where's the
Yeah, you
nozzle?
should make sure the nozzle goes in.
Unclear. I don't know where the nozzle.
No, it's right here.
Okay.
Oh.
You look like you really just got roped into something.
Do you want me to hold it?
You ready?
Yeah.
It fits.
Yay, go team.
Check the clearance. How much propellant face is there?
What do you mean? Like
Is there space to the propellant face?
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I don't know how to check that.
I was just like.
Oh yeah.
Pinky.
Yeah, there's space.
Oh yeah, plenty. Okay.
I mean, space is indeed the place, but there's also space. Ah! Yes, thank you.
Deep breaths, everyone.
Oh,
I don't know.
Of the acetone.
I don't know if we want to take a deep breath right now.
Never
Yeah.
want to do it again.
All right, everyone. Deep
Barnard
breaths with some
propulsion
hot yoga.
systems, my ass. Okay, that's 33 inches, and then down to the first lip is 066. So we have 0.3. Yeah. Okay. I think we didn't totally mess it up, and that's I feel like that's about as good as we could hope for at this point.
I think you got a motor, man.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah! Woo!
All right. That's great.
Next time you get an L3, pick a simpler motor.
Yeah, next time, I mean, yeah, your boy went, I've flown a J before, so how about we go like 5 orders of magnitude more? Like, hey, we didn't even use the mandrel thing at all.
No.
We just kind of YOLO'd it.
We did YOLO. We did pretty good for YOLOing it.
Yeah.
If we had a mandrel,
Here, you wanna get a shot down here?
we would have gotten glue on the mandrel.
See if
And
you
getting
can
it
see
out
any of
would
that.
have been an experience.
Oh, that's going to be hard to see. I
Oh,
guess.
but maybe that's why. Wait, maybe
Actually,
that's
that's
why.
what it is.
Maybe that's why the flashing
Big difference.
is happening because there is the mandrel.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You can see a little bit.
Drop that f-stop.
Okay, so with the motor grains integrated into the liner, we let it stand up for the epoxy to cure for a few hours, and then once that was ready, it was time to integrate the liner into the motor case. This is the thing I mentioned before, where we take a bunch of Vaseline, we lube the liner up, and then we put it inside the case. Just a shot of me lubing this up. That's all I can really ask for. We're lubed up. welcome back to Lubin with Joey B. And we're going in. Hear that? This is hot.
The sideband jokes make this.
Here, can you get the camera near here just to hear it? You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I touch the grain?
Yeah.
Should be fine. Yep, I felt it. Okay, great. So that's in. There's a lot of lube. There's a tremendous amount of lubricant. I want to reiterate something I tweeted recently, which is that mayonnaise is a worse version of industrial lubricant. They are essentially the same thing. Okay, so O-ring here.
O-ring there. Believe it or not, the O-ring is important.
Owa. All right, so we got the O-ring.
You're lubricating the O-ring, right?
I guess I can like lube it a little.
Yeah.
Is that lubey enough for you, Lars?
A little bit too much.
I have some.
It's supposed to be a thin.
Right. All right. Ready? So we're lubed up. We've got the O-ring. So here we go. Oh, it's a slightly tighter fit now.
You're gonna have to push. You're gonna need someone on the other end.
Yeah, Lars. Here we go.
Someone without grease on their
Ready?
fingers.
You're just gonna get lubed up. I'm gonna push real hard. Oh, there we go.
Thank you, Charlie.
Out of it. O-ring.
Your wing goes on both sides.
Lars is insisting that we lube it up, so we're gonna really go for that. Just absolutely thick with it. So then, the nozzle, you can hold it. Okay. O-ring on.
Safe distance from
Like that.
Yep.
Nozzle in. Lars, can you push against it?
Oh. Damage report.
Cool and fun.
I don't spot any cracks.
I feel like
That's on video. In case this eats itself.
Yeah, so if this goes wrong, like immediately, we might know why. Nozzle going in for the first time and we didn't drop it. Ready? Keep pushing. All your might. All right, push.
I bet it's bottoming out on the liner. It's because it's not centered. So what I would do is I would push the forward closure and move the whole load far enough out. You can get the step in.
Okay.
Okay, so that was the desired outcome. Now take the nozzle and you can seat it in the liner, and it'll actually center.
Right.
And then now you can push this whole thing back to the
Lars,
ring.
you're back over there. It is a two-person job, that's for sure. Ready?
almost 3.
Keep going.
No, we had it. I thought it was there.
No, it's not. What are you pushing on when you're pushing?
Pushing out this.
No, hang on. Let's just check. Is there a gap? Because
Yes.
no, there's a gap. So
So, Charlie, can more
so
than
you just
one
need more
push?
pushing.
Yeah, Shane, I need you to push on it. Yeah.
So you want to do top and bottom.
Thank you. All right, ready?
I feel like I'm doing nothing here.
That was great. That was such a good feeling. All right, that's totally the right distance too. So now this will go on.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That was great.
And this is when this is like a great. This is like goes there.
I'm gonna do that.
That was such a good set. Oh my god. So
Yeah.
You want to finish it up?
This is what it's like to fill a motor with Joe. My arms are tired.
absolutely exhausted.
And then go to no. So that one should be all the way in. Now come over here.
Joe, should this be aligned? It's like a little bit.
No. So now tighten it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's designed to be a little bit proud. It should be it should be one thread proud if it was cut to the right length, but it wasn't quite. So it's gonna be in a little. You're good to go then. That's a load. You got it.
Woo!
Nice.
That thunk was the most satisfying thing in like weeks. That's so good. Fin cam time.
Yeah, it's just like.
This is very. That's very propellant.
I got it.
Very well.
It's got it after you.
Yeah. I got it now.
It's like this is extremely heavy. Surprisingly so.
Surprising?
I mean, this goes on Y plus, and this is Z plus. Z plus is top here, and that goes like that. Oh, and it won't even work because we have to screw it in, but. All right, just push against it. Cool. And then, if you just hold that by the case, sort of, I'm gonna twist it in. And then when it gets close, it'll get a little trickier. So I'm gonna do it from here. Yeah, there's an aero pack in there, so it like, so the motor screws in, and it should be about here. Right, because the fins go down the camera like that.
What prevents your fins from spinning?
Compression.
They're allowed to. That's not a, there's no.
Yeah.
I got involuntary
Honestly, that's
spinning.
gonna like help.
So these go there, and then I just want this to be like pretty much flush. Like that's pretty good.
More torque.
Right, but like, I mean, I like just talking about like the face engagement.
That's a local low spot. There's high spots on either side, so you won't get that gap any better.
Right, but like, will it break?
No.
Okay. You ready? Okay. That's tight. See, it like goes in that way. Yeah.
I think that's gonna be as good as you do.
It's not gonna fail.
No, you'll be fine. A little drag, but you've already tripped the flow turbulent there from your oblique shock, so.
Love that. Love that for me. All right, that's a boost.
It's a boosty boy.
So that's basically it for the motor integration process on Lumineer. Clearly very chaotic. I learned a lot. There's a lot that I would do differently next time, but that's sort of the theme for most of my projects. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this huge series of videos. I hope that they stand as a resource. I know some of them aren't like as flashy as some of the highly edited ones, but I think they will last for a little while. There might be 1 or 2 videos coming up about Lumineer next, but then we are on to bigger and better projects. And with that said, I'm Joe Barnard. May your skies be blue and your winds be low.